Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
There's a million things to stress about when flying. Overweight luggage, TSA lines, delays, overpriced airport lunches. Your rental car shouldn't be one of them. With Avis First, your rental comes with a personal concierge who meets you at arrivals, hands you the keys to a premium car, and refills it for you at market price when you're done. You've rented before, but trust me when I say you've never rented quite like this. Welcome to Avis First. Visit avis.com to learn more.
It's the best, hands down.
It's crystal clear.
I love it. The things you can make are awesome.
No one else has quality epoxy like this.
It's easy to mix.
Tim is such a wealth of knowledge.
It's gotta be iCoat.
Welcome to the Resin Mastery Podcast, exploring iCoat epoxy. So welcome back to Resin Mastery, exploring iCoat epoxy, and this is our Labor Day issue. Labor Day is one of those times of year when people have worked 8 months, summer's coming to an end, and football season's about to start, and the leaves are starting to fall, and it's time to get a long weekend with the family, do a bit of reflection, and Rachel, I think, do a bit of planning for the future as well.
Oh, yeah. I think that Labor Day, is a huge blessing. Obviously, you can't do anything bank related on that day. So besides that, I think it's a wonderful day to just be able to, relax, take the day off of work, if you do get that day off of work. And reflect on how the year's been, how the summer's gone, take some time to either yourself or to spend with your family, like you said, and kind of, get your head on straight to get through the rest of the year, because it is a couple more months.
They're big months to come, right?
Yeah.
And you think about Labor Day, and you think about how it was originally put in to celebrate the American worker, and it was put in to give people that that extra government paid day off. And to all our artisans out there and all the people who have sent in the most beautiful designs that they've done, and please keep sending them. It's just been amazing to see the work you do. And I think that's something, Rachel, that people have got to not forget is they're not just these aren't just hobbies for most people. This is work. Mm-hmm. And they're building really big businesses. They're supporting people's lives. People are becoming dependent on them. And this is a moment for us to celebrate those people, and for us to say to all of those out there who are using resin to make beautiful handmade things, congratulations, well done, and we appreciate you so much.
Yeah, thank you for the way that you artistically touch the world around you through your creations. It's definitely amazing. And I've even, I remember in 2020 when we were all locked inside for the most part, pretty much the whole world, which is crazy to think about. When does that happen? Barely ever.
Yeah.
And so I remember it was almost like a renaissance. It was for art, and I saw a lot of people doing things with resin, making coasters. People were ordering things to their house more than ever, with their online presences and stuff like that. I definitely saw an uptick in that, and I feel like it was super cool to see. And now maybe for some of you guys who are doing the work and have been in it for, let's say, a few years now, am I appreciated? I might not be getting as many orders as I was, or there's new people in the game, might be discouraging. Is my hard work worth it? But it definitely is worth it. If there's any kind of summer lull, as there is for most people right now, persevere through it. And yeah, just remember that we're extremely thankful to have your art on this planet, and keep it going. Think of new marketing strategies if you want over Labor Day weekend, but most of all, just enjoy it. Enjoy the fruit of your hard work and see that for yourself.
Yeah, and Labor Day has something else, which is, kids are back to school. I just moved my son into school last week. People are taking their last vacations of the summer before jumping back into hardcore work for the rest of the year. And it's that point, right, where we get to the last third of the year, 4 months to go, and they're big months, because if we, coming backwards, we have New Year's, we have Christmas, we have Advent, we have Thanksgiving, we have Halloween, we have Oktoberfest, we have wedding season, and you've got an amazing moment now, especially if you're an artisan making things. What are you going to be making as handmade gifts for Christmas? What are you going to be making to sell on your site? What are you going to be making as custom made things? The flea markets are still open. The street fairs are still open. They do great business in the fall. And from what we've heard from around the country, Rachel, people love selling things at these flea markets, and they do really good business there because handmade stuff is it's the perfect product for these places.
Yeah. No, everybody wants something nowadays in a world where consumerism is at like an all-time high, and where mass production is also at an all-time high. I feel like people really want a personal touch on everything that they do. Most people want something that's sustainable. Most people want something that has an alignment with their own personal values, because we also live in a day and age where our money doesn't go as long of a way as it used to. So I think that, definitely at least I can't speak to other countries, but seemingly so. But definitely in America, people want something that aligns with their values, that is like, oh, is it woman owned? Is it a Black owned company? Is it sustainable? Is it eco-friendly? Do they use recycled plastics? Like just all these different things. Right. And so and even there's some people who are like, well, I want to buy from a Christian company. I may want to make sure I don't buy from a Christian company. Whatever it is that you are believing in nowadays, since our money doesn't really stretch as far as it used to, we want it to be specific. We want it to be handmade. We want it to be more going to somebody who we believe we're supporting than
voting with your money
company. Yeah, exactly. And so I think it's super important. It's like, as you're going into the rest of the year, as the summer is coming to an end, thinking about, okay, have I touched on the different values that I have as a company too, as somebody selling this, even if you're not large, but if you're selling something, maybe thinking about I'm putting in all this hard work, but am I putting myself into my work is another thing, kind of thinking is because if I said I believe in sustainability, but nobody knows that, then I might be missing out on a niche market too. Somebody who is and say that at your street fairs, play on that where you're advertising your stuff, whether it be on your Instagram or whatever.
You talked about Rachel from Blossom and Rhyme earlier, and the poetry she puts into her pieces. And it's a beautiful added touch. It's a great touch to personalize it, make people feel special by shipping that good with some just beautiful poetry as well. Well, on to wedding season, Rachel. And I've got this from the company The Knot. And if everyone knows, The Knot is one of the biggest wedding outlets out there. And they report that in 2024, 41% of all weddings in the US took place in September and October.
Wow, that is so crazy to think about. The other, what is that, 50?
Well, it's 59% is the rest of the year, including November, December, all the way through August, right? So, but you've got that 41% in these 2 months. And like I said before, this is not a saturated market. And you're going to get brides who get to their wedding day and be like, what do I do with my bouquet? Do I throw it away? No, you don't throw it away. Hey, I've heard people preserve them. They do.
Yeah.
And then they want to know where they can get that done. So for all of the artisans out there who listen to our podcast, who actually do wedding preservation, this is a time you need to really tweak your marketing, tweak your advertising, and tweak your posts out there to capture that business, because you'll find a lot of last minute things. And the good thing is, we've heard before, Rachel, about people who say, yeah, that they have to plan way in advance. But if this is a last minute thought, maybe this is something that can get done with a little bit more patience and not have to be rushed through. But yeah, this is a big moment. September and October, 41% of all weddings.
That's crazy. That means 41% of brides could be for the whole year, could be wanting a bouquet preserved or trinkets made from the flowers, within these 2 months. That is a lot of business to be had. And that's a lot of new customers to possibly have, and a lot of new connections to make for possible new people to get your, art out to. So definitely, wow, that's crazy. 41%. That's almost unbelievable. I mean, I do believe it because it's
I would
really
have thought
nice.
it would have been earlier in the year, like April, May or something like that.
Yeah, something in the spring. But I mean, that's crazy because my wedding is also happening in October. So I'm I guess I'm one of those 41%.
Right. And Rachel, how about this? So each year in the US, around 2 million plus weddings happen. So that 41% is 827,000 weddings.
Yeah, that's definitely not a saturated market at all when you think about how many.
That's what I'm saying, right? You think about how many people doing wedding preservation you'd have to do preservations for even 10% of that market. That's 82,000.
Yeah, no, you would need I feel like you need you could have 20,000 people in that market right now, and it still wouldn't be enough to cover each of those weddings. So
Right.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's one of those amazing numbers. So I think for everyone as well, we've talked before about how it isn't just about the preservation piece of the flowers. It's about making ring holders. It's making bridesmaid gifts. It's about making, mother of the bride gifts and things like that. Trays with the flowers from the wedding in would be an amazing gift. If you had it and it said something like Rachel and Isaiah's wedding in a tray with flowers embedded in it, would you prize that for the lifetime?
My gosh. Yes.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And even as a guy, I'd be like, that's pretty darn cool, especially if it has something around. And we've said it before, having those things around your house after you've got married is a reminder. And I think it would keep the marriage strong by reminding you of that day, the vows that you took, the promises that you kept to each other. And that's just a really big one. So I think everyone, 27,000 weddings, it's time to get busy and really be sort of looking at. And that's not just worldwide. That's just the US. It's not even including Canada.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
It's a phenomenal amount. So there's huge opportunity out there. And it's just something absolutely fabulous to look into. Then Rachel, to round off the rest of the year, and then we'll go into depth next week about ideas for the last 4 months of the year to basically go from a company that's been investing in itself to a company that's making a profit to the end of the year. Right. Yeah. So we'll cover that next year. But any sort of final thoughts on just a little bit on the wedding season before we wrap this one?
Yeah. Well, guys, just remember to be, number one, there's a base level of things that everybody needs to do to market themselves, right? You want to have an Instagram, you want to have an online presence, but then there's the more unique things that you can think about. One thing that I've seen increasingly more and more is asking a coffee shop that a lot of women go to, hey, can I put a little picture frame with a printed QR code and like a small advertisement on your counter or somewhere on your tables? Like I see this, and it's not quite disruptive marketing, but it's very small details that are unique. It's having a QR sticker that you put on like literally like stop, like not stop signs, but like the poles that you go like to cross the street. Like you never know who's going to see what and who's been thinking about what they need or not even knowing what they need, bringing it to their attention, making a sign, like be creative in the way that you're marketing yourself. Literally hand things out, leave them at the little pamphlet, like card holders at these places where they allow that, bulletin boards, things like that to ramp up. And if you can get somebody to help you with that, that's even better. The more people you can get to, but definitely don't forget, keep your online presence, keep responding to the people who are reaching out to you, make a good rapport, because there's a lot of business to be done for the rest of the year. And we definitely want to help you gear up for that. So, and I think that's my only note. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I really greatly appreciate you. And I am very much continuing to enjoy it when like, oh my gosh, in a few months too, when I think about it, I'm like, we're going to be
You'll
coming
be
up
one
on
of those numbers.
Well, yeah. And we'll be coming up on a year of doing our podcast in not too long. That's crazy to think about.
No, it is. And for me, you gave me a thought there, Rachel, about the gyms, because gyms have a lot of places where you can leave note cards. I see it in a lot of gyms. Where did brides go to and grooms go to get in shape for their wedding? To go to the gym. Mm-hmm. Nice place to put a QR code. But also go to places where weddings happen. Go to wedding planners, hit those people up, and just separate the noise from the signal. The signal is the most important stuff you want to focus on. Get rid of all the noise and just get in there and do it. So happy Labor Day, everyone. Enjoy your families, barbecues, end of summer fun. Be safe, and we'll see you on the other side on the Resin Mastery Podcast.
Bye.
Snoring, ruining your sleep or someone else's? Mute by Rhinomed is the simple, science-backed solution. Just insert, adjust, and breathe. Mute is a discreet nasal device proven to increase airflow and reduce snoring. No batteries, no noise, just better sleep. Find Mute at Amazon and Walgreens. Try it risk-free and sleep soundly tonight. Learn more at mutesnoring.com. That's mutesnoring.com.
You didn't start your company to manage payroll, file taxes, or chase invoices. But someone has to do it, and that someone doesn't have to be you. Escalon Services handles your finance, HR, and accounting needs under one roof, so you get back to what you love, building your business. Head to escalon.services and use the code SANFRAN for a special listener-only deal. Escalon, because founders deserve peace of mind too.